Hello, my plant-based bosses. How do you like that new tribe name? This is Leah Vitale, and I'm here to make a video for you guys on taxation. So there's actually 3 different ways that we can pay taxes, but most people are not aware of that whatsoever. I used to have no idea that we had an option of how to be taxed. So I'm going to go through a brief video with you on the 3 ways that one can pay taxes. This is at least in the United States. Can't speak for other countries. Okay, so if you guys just bear with me. All right, so first, ooh, fancy. First way that we can be taxed is now. This is actually where most people fall currently. This is where you have income, you're paying taxes every single year on the income. In fact, if you're a W-2 employee, you don't ever even see that money. You see it on your pay stub, you see them taking the taxes out, and then you take what's left over. So these are accounts where we're paying taxes every year. And just to give you an idea of the impact of compounding taxes, meaning paying taxes every year, if I had $1 and I doubled my dollar 20 times, it would accumulate to $1,048,576. Now, let's say I take that same dollar and I double it 20 times again, but this time I tax it every single time I double it at a rate of 33%. You guessed it, because you guys could see on the screen, I gave it away. I would only be left with $28,466. So that's the impact of compounding taxes. And that's why most people don't put their long-term savings and investments into a tax now account. And the second way we can be taxed is later. Now, most Americans, we love the idea of later. It's procrastination nation, right? But in actuality, most of us don't really consider what later entails. So I'm going to break it down for you right now. So some examples of tax later accounts are your traditional retirement plans, 401ks, 403bs, IRAs, individual retirement accounts, SEP accounts for business owners, deferred compensation plans for government workers, annuities, pensions. These are all examples of tax later accounts. What does this mean? Well, first of all, I'm going to share with you a little bit of the limitations and restrictions that apply to these accounts. So we have what's called the 59.5 rule and the 72 rule, which means that if your money is in these accounts, you're not allowed to touch it until the age of 59.5. If you need to take it out sooner, you're actually going to pay a 10% penalty fee plus state and federal taxes. The 72 rule means that you're actually required to start taking your money out by the age of 72. And if you fail to do so, you're going to pay a 50% penalty. Yes, you heard that correctly, a 50% penalty plus state and federal taxes. So basically the IRS gives us about a 12.5-year window in which we must start taking our money out. But what does it really mean to be taxed later? So I usually give my clients this analogy of a penny seed versus $1 million harvest. So let's say I have some seeds, they're worth pennies, they're not that valuable, and I'm going to plant my penny seeds, right? And you, the watcher of this video, you're the IRS. And so you come knocking on my farm, you say, hey, Leah, I see you've got those seeds there, but you got to pay taxes on your farm. So you'll either give me the option to pay taxes now on my penny seeds, or you'll give me the option to plant my seeds, fertilize them, sing to them, water them, give them sunlight for 30 years and grow $1 million harvest. And in 30 years, you're going to come back and tax me on my $1 million harvest. So if you're the IRS, let's be honest, when are you going to rather tax me? Would you rather tax me now on my penny seeds, or would you rather tax me in 30 years on my $1 million harvest? Every single person that I ask this question to says, of course, unequivocally, I'll tax you on the harvest. So just important to understand that when you put your long-term savings and investments in a 401k and a 403b and any of these traditional retirement plans, that is what you're signing up for. You're signing up to pay taxes on your $1 million crop. Which leads to the third and final place and way that we can be taxed, which is tax exempt. Doesn't that just have a nice ring to it? I like the sound of exemptions, tax exemptions. So let's look at the two main ways we can be tax exempt. So the first way is through a Roth IRA. So in a Roth IRA, we do have the 59.5 rule, but there's no 72 rule. Basically, this is money that's already been taxed. So the IRS, they don't really care when when you start taking it, because you've already paid up on the front side, right? So, but with the Roth IRA, it's a great tax advantage. Basically, you pay on the penny seeds, you get to keep the harvest. However, what's the challenge here? You might not reap $1 million harvest. Why? Because the Roth is limited to how much you're allowed to contribute, right? So the max contribution for a single person in the US today for a Roth is $5,500 per year. Additionally, your income is capped. So you can't earn an income that is greater than $115,000 a year, or you no longer qualify for a Roth. So it's a great tax advantage, tax exempt vehicle. However, for a very specific set of the population and with certain restrictions. Okay. The other main way that you can be tax exempt is through a life insurance retirement plan, or an IUL, indexed universal life. Okay, so what are some features of this instrument and why has it become so popular? I'm going to go through them all right now. So first of all, they're calling this the LRP, the rich man's Roth. Why? Because it has the same tax advantage as the Roth IRA, but with none of those income caps or contribution limits, right? So literally a wealthy person who has millions of dollars can invest millions of dollars into their life insurance retirement plan and have it all be tax free, right? So it's a very, very, very exciting vehicle to some when they find out about it. So like I said, there's unlimited contributions. You could put as much money as you want. Your income is uncapped. You can earn as much money as you want and still qualify for it. Now, the other cool thing about the indexed universal life is that it has market participation with downside protection, right? So I didn't get too much into growth strategies in this video because it's just focused on taxes, but if you're interested, you can watch one of my other vehicles. I have a vehicle on cash value life insurance. I also have a vehicle on 3 different ways your money can grow. So you can educate yourself on the different ways your money can grow. But of everything on the page, the IUL is the only indexed account. And the reason why that's powerful is that you can have the growth of the market, but be protected from losses on the downside. And then, of course, with the IUL, you also have a death benefit, a tax-free death benefit for your heirs, right? It's life insurance. And some products even offer living benefits like long-term care riders that you can attach on top of them, or, chronic illness, different kinds of riders that you can put on the policy for additional layers of protection while you're still living. So, of course, it's important that you sit down with a financial professional when you're considering which of these accounts is best suited for you, because all of them come with pros and cons. There's no, sort of one-stop shop, one size fits all. However, I wanted to just take a moment and go through with you guys the 3 different ways you're taxed, so you can start to consider the impact that taxes has on your overall income down the road. It can be the difference of 10 to 15 years more income in your retirement years. So if you liked this content, you want more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Also feel free to follow me on Instagram at Leah Vitale, and I will be releasing much more content like it in the coming weeks and days. And actually, I will be soon creating a webinar for all of you loyal subscribers to learn how I made $24,000 in one single month in my finance business. I'll be sharing that with you, so stay tuned for the links to the webinars that will be up and coming. And I hope you guys all are having a wonderful day. Have a great Mother's Day weekend. It is Mother's Day tomorrow, 2020, for those who are tuning in live today. So give your moms and wives and women in your life special treatment. Tell them how much you love them, and have a wonderful holiday weekend. Bye-bye.